Good morning, everybody. I pray that you all are doing very, very well this morning. I'm just also going to pray a really good day over your life today in the market and even in life. Whether you are staying at home today because it's your day off, you're staying at home because you parent your children, maybe you're staying at home because, it's just a free day for you. And even if you have to go to work, I'm praying a really good day, positive thinking in your life today. So let's go ahead and get on the price chart. So I want to share with you guys two currency pairs that hit take profit. I had to think about it, and then one commodity that me and my group were looking at for those who trade oil. There was an ideal that we talked about, and I want to share that as well. So for you guys who don't know, I am a forex coach. I help people simplify what they see on these price charts because I'm not a firm believer that it has to be complicated. I'm not a firm believer that you have to have a ton of indicators or a ton of lines on your charts or trend lines or levels or all of those things that's properly taught. Even though they do work, if you're a person who you're cluttered, your chart is cluttered and you can't see and you can't read price, my simple philosophy is take all that stuff off your chart and start over. I don't mean start over from the basics. I just mean start over with price action by itself, because I guarantee you, I can actually guarantee you that you'll become a better trader when you wipe things off of your chart and eliminate what you don't understand and what you don't know. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So if you don't follow me on TradingView, please follow me on TradingView. I'll have the link below to where you can follow me, because I do share my trade ideas. Like, for example, last night I talked about US 30 and how she's still dropping, and what we can expect for this currency pair come soon in their near future. I also talk about other currency pairs on here as well, and trade ideas, through video or even just through posts. So make sure you guys are following me for these content ideas. But there was an ideal that my students posted, and I'm actually going to share one of them. The first one that I am going to share with you guys is going to be Euro JPY. So my student Eddie, he posted this on TradingView. We have a trading community on TradingView, and he basically was telling us that Euro JPY on the 4 hour time frame is in a downtrend. It could be pushing down, and if it pulls back and stays below 130.900, he is going to look to take the sell. Great. So when he posted this, I'm like, let me go look at this as well. Now I came back to the chart before 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I noticed the way the candlestick was closing, because when you're looking at a 4 hour time frame, the beautiful part about the 4 hour time frame is it's only 6 4 hour candles in one day. And so this candlestick right here, the green one, closed at 5 o'clock p.m. We're not entering the trade at that time. And maybe you're a person who gets off of work at that time. Maybe you're still at work and you feel like, Shaquan, I don't have time to trade. Yes, you do, actually, because this next candlestick, which was the bearish candlestick, after closed at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Most of us are either in bed, getting ready for bed, watching Netflix, or spending time with family, eating dinner, depending on what coast you're on. Whatever the case may be, if you can come to their chart at 9 o'clock p.m., right, you could catch a few trades as well, and you can hold them overnight. There's never anything wrong with holding a trade overnight. And so this was my setup that I sent. I said, oh, okay, let me clarify and verify the trade. And I did. And so I sent this out saying, you guys, now it's time to enter Euro JPY. And so now this is where we are in the market, as you guys can see with my analysis. And so we entered the trade here, and now look at what price is. Look at what price is doing. So this is a really, really great setup, you guys. I really enjoyed this setup. So yeah, we're out of the position right now. So let's talk about why this setup is important and how we're going to catch another setup the same way on another pair, or we did catch another setup on the same pair. When it comes to TMP, that's what I call my technique. TMP is basically just stands for understanding the trend first. You guys can see that price was making clear lower highs, lower lows, a lower high, lower low combination. And now we have another lower low combination. So now we have to update the price chart. Updating the price chart just simply means, what can price potentially do next, right? So with the way I teach a strategy that tells itself. It tells on itself. When you update the chart, we just basically do this. Okay, now we have a new lower high, And now, from wherever you enter the trade or wherever the highest wick is or whatever the case may be, now we're just going to place our structure in that area, because we don't need to go to the left to figure out what we're going to do, because price just printed and told on itself. It's still in the downtrend. We're not placing structures at lower lows because we're not trying to trade support and resistance. We like deeper pullbacks. So for example, if I placed a zone right here on my lower low, which this should say lower low, not lower high, let's change that really quick. Then what I'm saying is I want price to come into the structure and retest it. But what happens if it passes it? And that's a question I get a lot. This is where your price tag tool or your price note tool comes into play. I'm not a believer that just because price passes the zone, you should buy automatically or sell automatically. I'm not a believer in that. I believe you have to pay attention to your exchange rates. But that's just not what we do. For example, if I posted a zone right here, price is going to pass it. And one thing that I teach in my community is deeper pullbacks, supply and demand, not support and resistance. Okay. But nonetheless, that's Euro JPY. So let's go ahead and go into the next currency pair. I just, congratulated Eddie for spotting this candle, this trade as well. So this is Sydney. Sydney said, I am going to enter this trade on EU on the 4 hour, price in the downtrend. It has come back and retested the zone that I put on my entry candlestick. I'm selling back down to the negative 27, which is also my daily estimation zone. And so this is her price chart right here. You guys, I just love bigging up my students, because bigging them up, I know it makes them feel good, but you guys, they come to me for help. They're learning, and just I want to push them into the forefront to place trades on their own. Not only place trades on their own, but have the courage to share what they see, and not be afraid to share it, not be afraid to ask for help, because that's how we not only build a really engaging, safe community, but that's how you become a better trader, when you can ask for help or just share what you know with other people. And it feels good when that analysis pans out. No ego involved. It's just saying, you guys, can I just share with you what I see based on the same technique that we're all learning? So she posted this position here, and she was telling us where she wanted to execute the trade. Once again, price is making lower lows and lower highs within this 4 hour trend. And so I'm going to share my price chart with you guys from here. So this is the trade setup. Okay. So as you guys can see, price was pushing down, making lows and highs, and she saw this setup. So let's talk about time once again. This candlestick closed at 9 o'clock a.m. This candlestick closed at 1 o'clock p.m. And so if you are on your price charts at those times, these were two good entries. You could have took the 9 a.m. candlestick trade, or you could have taken the 1 p.m. And trading, especially on a higher time frame, it just helps you see. You're not bogged down by more candlesticks on a 1 hour time frame, especially if you can't keep up with that time frame. You don't feel the pressure to come to your chart every single hour, and you're able to just let the trade run. It did go into a little bit of drawdown, but with a pair like EU or any currency pair, that's expected. Sometimes price can do what I like to call lingering in one area before it goes your way. And it just means that it's going to touch or retest your zones or levels, or whatever you trade, multiple of times. But once again, a clear chart. We're sticking right here with where price is. We're not touching anything else. We're not going too far to the left. We're just staying right here in the moment in this area. Okay. It's all about supply and demand. So that was that one. And then let's go to oil. So oil, I'm starting to get into oil. I know I have a couple students who's into oil. So I'll share with you guys the analysis in the setup that I saw for them, and we were just talking about it. And I don't know if they put in this position, but sometimes just because you don't execute a position doesn't mean it wasn't good analysis. Because I really want to get that into your head. You may not execute every trade setup that you take, and I think that's fine. Sometimes it's good to just be the observer, but when you see a really good setup, even if you're the observer or the trader in this particular case, then it's still good to see your analysis come through. So we can see that price made a higher high at 96.69 cent per barrel, but we needed price to stay above $89.28 per barrel. And you guys can see that price came back into our estimation zone right here. And I'm like, yo, are they paying attention to this? Like, I always think about when I see setups, are they paying attention to this? Right? So on a 4 hour time frame, we can see this a lot better. So I'm going to erase this. I'm going to teach you guys how to update your charts in just a second. So at this point, this is where price was at the moment. And you guys can see that price lingered in this area 1, 2, 3 times. But let's talk about time. Once again, if you're a trader of oil, this is how you could have caught the trade. So when price comes back to test your structure, now your structure could be in a different place than ours, and I think that's completely fine. Once again, there's nothing wrong with trading something different. It's just in my community we all trade the same setups, okay? And if someone disagrees with the setup, it's okay. They don't have to trade it, but that doesn't mean we can't learn from them as well and why they're seeing something different. So it's always fine. It's always love. So let's just say you're in our community and we share this setup. This candlestick closed at 1 o'clock, at five. Sorry, at 5 o'clock. No, actually, this is 30, yeah, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This one closed at 5 a.m. This candlestick closed at 9 o'clock a.m. The question is, would you have been there? And these are all Eastern Standard Times based on my time zone. Yours could be a little bit different, but the candlestick still closed at the same time, no matter what time zone you're in. Could you have caught any of these setups, right? This one, or this one. Pick one, because that's the thing. And I'm always encouraging my students, trade what you see first. You don't know that price is going to come back and linger. You have no idea. We don't look for double tops. We don't look for double bottoms. We look for the first sign of an entry. That's what we look for. And if price lingers, it lingers. That's why you have a stop loss. That's why you have a take profit. Okay. And so anyway, price came into the zone and she shot up. And so this was actually less than a 24-hour trade. And so this is a really, really good setup. As you guys can see, we take the same setups based on the same three principles. It's a 3 yes system. Say yes to the trend, say yes to structure, and say yes to price action. If there's a no, you don't have a setup. But you need 3 yeses to confirm the entry. TMP all the way. Okay. And so let's talk about updating the chart. Now that we have a new high, what we can do is we can take this zone off now, because we're all about clean charts. Take that zone off, and we're going to update the chart to where we want to enter next. Really quick, really simple. We just focus on our higher lows and lower highs. So we have a 4-hour new higher low. And so if price pulls back and stays above $92.23, boom, you got to buy there, because we like deeper pullbacks. And then we could update the chart here on the daily. It's literally the same area. Nothing is going to change. So daily higher low, same area as the 4-hour, but the only thing is this just gets a bigger zone. Okay. And so we're done. Now, remember how I was telling you guys on Euro USD, we don't place zones in a downtrend at our lower lows. In uptrend, we don't place zones on our higher highs, because we like deeper pullbacks. Like, for example, if I placed a zone here on my higher high, she's going to pass it. If I placed it here on my previous higher high, she's going to pass it. She's going to go down. We just don't try to focus on our higher highs in the uptrend or our lower lows in a downtrend. We just use that as a gauge to say the buyers have control or the sellers have control. Now there will be times when price will come back to those higher highs, retest and go back up, or those lower lows and retest and go back up or go back down. But that's not our business. Okay. I think in trading, you have to niche down and trade what you see and understand and believe. Trading is all about a belief. And I teach that belief. So hear me out. If you're looking for an engaging community like the one you see where my students are not afraid to post their charts, and they'll even ask questions and get help. If you're looking for a community where people care about you, a mentor like me who cares about you and who wants you to clean up your charts, and you want to trade from higher time frames such as this, then make sure you guys click the description below to join the Trade on Purpose coaching program. It is a program, it's hybrid, meaning you're going to get some videos, but I teach live on Wednesdays. Every single last Wednesday of the month, we focus on mindset matters, because your life matters, and we get off those charts and we talk. And then we come together every single Sunday and we analyze these charts together, and we are observers and we're pushers and we're motivating to set you up for success for the week. Even if you don't have a successful week, we're still going to dissect and we're going to figure out what happened. Also on Tuesdays and Thursday, get with me every night, because I am going to, share some live analysis if I see some live trades that we can take, or set you up for the next morning to take a successful position. Or even if it doesn't still work out because we can't control these markets, at least you're still set up. Okay. So that being said, I pray you guys have a really good day. And I know that you will, because we're not in hopes for it, but you're going to do it. Right. So I talk to you guys in the next video. You guys gonna be blessed.